In this video, I will be reviewing a Kiritsuke from Xituo with a VG10 core material. Hello guys, I'm Chef Panko and I work in a Japanese restaurant. Make sure to subscribe if you want to know more about cooking and knives. Before we start with the review, I want to go over some disclosures. The knife has been bought with my own money. No one sent them to me or is paying me to use the knife or to make this video. No one gets a chance to preview any of this footage before you guys get to see this on YouTube. Now with the disclosure away, let's start with the review. The knife has a mirror finish with 67 layers of stainless steel Damascus cladding on the side. The core material is on VG10 steel according to Xituo. It was advertised with a Rockwell of 59, but during my testing I got some strange things going on with the core material. So I'm actually not sure about the Rockwell, but more about that later. The handle is made from solidified wood, which looks absolutely amazing. The octagonal handle has 3 copper dividers, 2 at the front and 1 at the end. The handle is bigger than a Japanese handle, but it is still comfortable to hold. The knife balance point is in the middle and it is ideal for a pinch grip at the blade. The handle grip is not recommended because of the balance point. If gripped at the handle, it will make the knife front heavy, and that's something I only like on cleaver styled knives. The spine has no distal taper and the knife itself is surprisingly thin at 1.7 mm. The spine and the heel has a good polish and there's no noticeable sharp edges. There's no noticeable flex during use unless you apply a lot of force. The knife weight is around 165 grams and that is in line with a traditional Japanese knife in terms of weight. The octagonal handle design is suitable for most gripping styles, and with this knife you will have enough knuckle clearance on all of them. However, not all gripping styles is recommended. So the only gripping style I do recommend is the pinch grip at the blade. The knife profile of this Kiritsuke is very interesting. While for most home cooks not noticeable, the knife profile is a lot rounder than a normal Kiritsuke. It is not the worst profile and I quite like it if you use it as a chef's knife. The problem is with the tapping technique and forward chopping. The blade profile is too round and will not go all the way through the food with the tapping or forward chopping, since there is no full contact with the cutting board. The quality of the handle is good, unfortunately the quality control is not. The knife blade is not glued at the center and not straight. The edge retention is hard to measure because the knife started to microchip on tasks that the normal VG10 and even the Chinese VG10 can do with no problems. The handle itself looks amazing, however the blade is just not what I expected. The blade started microchipping on food that other knives from China can handle with no problem, like the Austin or the VG10 from Grandsharp. The blade will feel sharper than other knives, but that is because of the thinner blade. The Rockwell of 59 feels lower, especially on the factory edge, but since the knife started microchipping and because of the thinner blade, it is hard to get the estimate of the Rockwell. So I do think that the blade has a lower Rockwell than stated, and because of the poor heat treatment, the blade chips very easy. This knife is not only sold by Xituo. The same knife can be bought by many resellers, and my recommendation is not to buy it since the blade started chipping. The knife itself is also not glued in the center and not straight either, which is in my opinion unacceptable. A small note on the side for Chinese made octagonal handles. The quality control is not optimal and it is a gamble if you get a knife that is completely centered and straight. While my version is not glued in the middle and straight, there's a possibility that you get one that is completely fine. But again, I don't recommend this knife, especially when I have tried many knives from AliExpress that does not microchip on the daily usage that I have to do at work. That's it for this review. If you have any questions, feel free to ask it in the comment section below. And if you disagree with my review or have other opinions, please share them in the comment section so that we can help others in their decision. If you want to know more about cooking and knives, make sure to subscribe to my channel. Thank you for watching and I see you in the next video.